Hey everyone, I'm Nito King, bringing you more Rayman with a special guest.
Hey, I'm SupSuper.
So, how'd you come by SupSuper anyway? Is it like better than Super, or?
I guess it's just the superest kind of super, which nobody ever thinks of. They always type in super, but not SupSuper.
Oh, you thought of it.
That's what makes me unique.
Yep.
Yeah.
So here we are in Picture City, which is where the game actually really starts getting hard.
Oh boy.
So we brought back the bouncy things from way back in the first world, although they look a bit different.
Yeah, everything looks a bit different, so.
Yeah, it's nice that they at least have different graphical styles for all the different worlds. I mean, it's kind of the bare minimum you need to do, but there really is a different feel to them as well.
Yeah. So I see they still love spikes.
Yeah, there's spikes all over the game. Well, I don't remember if they had spikes in the first world.
I think then they just had those water bits.
Yeah, they had a lot of instant death. And in this world, a lot of the spikes are instant death, but the only way to tell is to land on them with more than one hit point and see what happens.
Which I'm sure you've done a lot.
Oh, plenty of times. I just tried to keep those out of the final recordings. So we're going across the top of the level here, and lots of spikes appearing behind me. Always intimidating.
Yeah. I was kind of hoping they'd float towards you like the bugs in the previous world.
Yeah, at the very least, I don't think this world has any moving spikes. Well, not of that type. There are the pencils that move up and down, and if you get too close to the sharp end, they'll hurt you.
There it is.
Yeah, I just kind of walked right past it before and didn't comment on it. But now we've got these grappling hooks, which we can use to get over the spikes, and everyone knows how much I love grappling.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, I can see you're really loving them now.
I just really lost control there. But fortunately, the game starts you with a full health in this level. And health is pretty irrelevant this early on.
Oh, I'd
Next
expect
level,
those.
health is going to be a big concern, but here it's mostly instant death.
Yeah, okay. I'd expect these pencils to drown you when they're at their bottom.
They will.
Apparently not. Oh.
Some of them do, some of them don't. I think that one might, but I forget. This next one definitely will. I forget where it was, but somewhere along the way I wasn't expecting to die if I went too low on one of the pencils, and I did. And
oh, yeah.
Yep. So we'll just skip ahead to where I got back there. I went across the top again, got my gold fist back, and I think a speed fist. Gotta make sure your fist is powered up for the next time you die, so you've got something to lose. I keep punching this thing, but really all you gotta do is crawl past it when it's bouncing.
I see. Oh, and the checkpoint already.
Yeah, I think that's a new addition for this world, the bouncing spikes.
Yeah, they don't seem all that threatening, just an obstacle.
Yeah, they'll be threatening enough later.
Unlike these.
Yeah, this is easily the hardest part of this level, I think. And you can go up there and get a couple of tings, but unless you're really close to 1-up, which, as you can see, I'm about as far as you can possibly be, it's a waste of time to go up there just yet. I'm surprised I managed to make it through that part without losing a life. So you come up here, a cage appears, and now you gotta go back and ride the elevator up to get to it. And of course, if you die, the cage disappears, and you gotta come all the way to the right side again, and double back.
Of course you die.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna be doing that a lot from now on.
Well, it's always a nice change.
Yeah, it's badly timed, and I don't even make the full jump. But again, they're nice and generous. If you know the P is there and you're patient enough to jump back and forth, you can fill up your hit points. And this is what I really hate. But I made it. And I think this is the point at which I said, if I lose one more life, I'm just ending this video and start.
Oh, but then But then we wouldn't get to watch any of it.
But you
All your
get to see the
horrible
next
death.
run. It's not like I'd do any better the next time around. But no, so something happens a little bit later that makes me glad that I decided to keep this one.
Okay.
Or rather, made me decide to keep this one. So I finally made it. This is really as far as I need to go. Grab some tings, break the cage, and I never have to go through that again. As long as I proceed to the end of the level.
There aren't any more of that kind of pencils, spikes.
Oh, there's plenty of that kind of pencils, but
Oh.
I don't have to go back and get that cage. Even if I lose a life, the cage is still opened.
Oh, yeah.
But I made it. And then we've got all these useless bouncy things that just fall straight down if you hit them. And if you look up there, there's a shiny spot right next to the ting counter.
Oh, that's hard to miss.
Yeah, I want to get it, but I can't jump high enough.
Oh, you have to helicopter up there.
I think so. I gotta take a running helicopter jump. And almost hit the exit. And do hit the spikes.
Wow, I didn't even notice that spike.
They put all sorts of things in places you can't see, and I didn't even grab the one up either. So I figure I'm probably just jumping from the wrong place. Not usually the actual problem, but there we go. But what did I just get? I have no idea. Oh, look at my hair.
Oh,
It's
yeah, that
super
makes
helicopter
sense.
power, which would have made getting to the cage a slight bit easier.
Yeah, they really hide those power-ups.
Yeah, so if I hadn't kept this run, I would have known that the super helicopter was there for the next time. That's why I had to keep this video.
Yeah. Oh boy, more pencils.
Yep. And this time we got our nice sine wave pattern going, where you don't die if you go to the bottom.
Wow.
But that's going to be the trope, I think, for the rest of this level. Just lots and lots of sine wave pencils. And I could go up there and grab that extra health, but I've got full health right now. That'll change. And I have to shrink myself down to fit through that gap. But no blue elf in sight. And then I realized...
What the hell was that?
That was a guy riding a frying pan.
Okay.
So to make the blue elf appear, I have to go back, and I figure, now I'm not at full health, go ahead and top up.
Yeah.
I need to get on top of the pencils.
And you managed to get stuck on the pencils too without getting hit. That was weird.
Yeah, if you're between the pencils, you can make it through, and you can actually fall down between the pencils if you're not careful.
Wow.
Doesn't usually happen unless it's going to be instant death.
Yeah, Rayman sure loves instant death.
You mean the game or the character? Because I can't imagine
probably
the
the game.
Rayman is too fond of instant death.
Well, you never know. He does get all those lives. It just means he's gonna die more often.
Yep. I just love subverting the puzzles that involve those guys chasing you. Usually you can get out of the way and just let them go by and then take your time. More pencils! More guys chasing me. More just getting out of the way. Although I'm not really sure why I did that. I could have just jumped over the gap easily enough.
Yeah, it makes you look more pro at Rayman.
Oh, that's the last thing I want. I don't want anybody thinking that I'm any good at this game.
Well, I think you're gonna look like it's gonna look like that anyways.
Probably. I mean, I am beating.
Oh, and they come back.
Yep. And that's all there was up there, was extra health. So many out-of-the-way places to go that don't give you cages. Which I suppose is good, because if there were only 6 out-of-the-way places to go in each level, it'd be kind of boring. But, there we go. Something just appeared, and all it is an elevator so I can ride back up if I want to go backwards. I don't think I want to do that. And more pits that look like secrets, but they're all just instant death. Until you get to this one.
Yeah, I don't see why they bother handing out so much health if most things will just kill you instantly anyways.
Well, in some parts, it's hard to complain. And there are a lot
Well,
of
not
things here
here.
that will damage you if you're not careful, but most of them are easy enough to avoid at this point. I mean, that first section was really, I think, the hardest part of the level. There's another kind of tricky part coming up, but I think the first level of Picture City is hard at the beginning, the second level is hard in the middle, and the third is hard at the end.
Yeah, I can see you can dodge most of these obstacles now.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
And of course, there's a tiny gap down there which I can't even get back to. And I thought if I hit that guy, he wouldn't hurt me, but you have to hit him twice. Otherwise, he'll just keep flying and keep hurting you. And hey, guess who's back?
Oh, I was wondering about those eyes.
Of course, they're incredibly annoying, so they have to be in this world. And I love this part. Oop, there goes the ball that I wanted to keep up there. That's okay, because that one respawns. The spikes don't.
Oh. Oh, I thought they all had spikes.
No,
Can't
there's
tell.
one without a spike, and there it goes again. All you gotta do is be careful not to jump on top of them as they're falling into the abyss, because they'll drag you with them. In this part, I remember from an earlier run, all you gotta do is phase to the right and smack those guys. And there's the elf that shrinks me. So now I gotta go back through the whole level again, tiny.
When do you get to get big again? Only much later?
Eventually.
No.
They really don't make it easy. This world is kinda like Bandland Part 2. And hey, you can get...
Yeah, they even brought back the Thunder Eyes.
Yep, you got lightning shooting eyes, you got the slippery ledges, you got the shrinking blue elves. See, I don't really care about my health too much at this point, because there's full health right there. Now I care about my health, which is of course why I'm getting hit so much. And there's the elf. And of course I have to shrink again in order to fit through the gap. And here's the trick. Kind of tricky to figure out. You need to be big on this side of the gap again.
Ah, I figured the elves would only shrink you once, or vice versa.
Nah, it just takes a couple seconds. So you bounce up and down on this thing. That makes the elevator appear over there. Jump on the elevator.
Makes sense.
So that you can knock down that bouncy thing. And that'll get you to the cage. I think that was kind of clever.
I don't consider the puzzles in Rayman as much clever as they are really, really dickish.
Some of them, but some of them are at least fun. And you
Yeah, I guess.
just don't want to go across the bottom here. Having to hit those elves
Oh.
is not fun. Now this part is
Oh.
nightmares.
Yeah.
And of course, it's a lot harder if you're big. You get very little room to get past those, and I don't know why I ended up down here. That was just dumb. So what I need to do here is grab that P, but it's not easy to do. I don't usually have this much trouble with it, though.
Ah, there it is.
Yep, but I need to grab the ledge that was sitting on.
Could you just go under, or is that if you're small only?
Yeah, I can only continue in the level if I'm small, but I need to be big in order to reach this ledge, which makes the 6th cage appear. And yes, I definitely want to get all the cages in one run and never have to go to this level again.
Thank God.
Yep. So now I gotta go back and become tiny.
Oh. Thought that was gonna be a bit.
Nope, it's a secret. And I grabbed the full health even though I don't need it, which is really stupid. Because now all these spike balls appear, and getting out of here is not easy. I can't quite jump high enough. So once again, I gotta get rid of the spikes, so I can jump on the one that isn't spiked and use that as a step.
Oh.
Of course, it never goes quite as smoothly as you would hope.
Yeah, it just takes forever instead of being difficult.
Mm-hmm. And then I notice I've got enough room I can jump onto it. Now all I gotta do is get back past the spikes and I'm in good shape.
Oh, and this part again.
Mm-hmm.
So much for good shape.
Yep. Well, I only lost 2 hit points, and I have no
3.
idea what I was thinking. Because now I'm small. I can just proceed, and for some reason I'm
Oh.
thinking, oh, I gotta go back to the earlier part of the level. So, now I gotta get back there. Get hit a couple times. Want to get all those power-ups.
Oops, yeah. Yeah, that bit really sets you back a lot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no checkpoints in this area, so... Could probably have gone down there for the speed fist, but didn't need it.
Yeah, better not risk it at this point.
Yep. So now, I need to proceed small. And that's why I didn't want to go across that part. Yeah, let's just take a couple minutes and make it even more tense. I mean, there's still no guarantee I'm going to keep this recording if I completely screw it up. But then I'm watching it with 20/20 hindsight.
At least you get over that part much quicker. It's tiny.
Well, there's not any secrets to get at this point. I've got all the cages. So I just have to not die.
Which is really, really hard so far.
Especially now that I have to do the spike part again.
And you're tiny.
Yep. And I have horrible aim.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that was a bad one. Can't you just leave the spikes there on the left side?
Well, I want to make sure they go far enough, because if I accidentally hit the one that isn't spiked, it's going to head over that way and be among all the spikes, and then I have to try to separate them out. So if I just make sure the spikes are well out of range, I don't have to worry about it. So I can finally proceed toward the end of the level. And the level's not out of tricks yet, but it hasn't got much left. You have to duck under those spikes even when you're tiny. And that thing over there, it's a trap. But I knew that guy was coming. He hit me the first time, and I think I was down to 1 hit point, and he killed me.
Oh boy.
Yeah, now this is where it gets really annoying. I don't think this part is so much difficult as if you don't have infinite patience, you're going to take a couple hits. I think I can just crawl past at this point.
Those eyes really do look creepy compared to everything else in the game.
I think it gets a little worse later, but not by much. So I can finally get up there and proceed, but then I notice the Tig Magician's down here. Only got 1 hit point.
Wow. Hope it's worth it.
If I can beat his game, I get an extra life and I get my health refilled. If I don't, I've only got 4 Tings left. And
let's find out.
Yeah, here we've got an obstacle course. The traditional hurdle marathon. You just pretty much run the whole way through and try not to get hung up on any of the obstacles in your way.
Yeah, it doesn't seem as challenging as most team challenges.
Yeah, I screw up there and... yeah, spoiler, I still make it. I mean, look at this, I've still got a couple seconds left when I cross the finish line.
Yeah, obstacle courses aren't that difficult in a platformer.
Especially when there's no, obstacles.
Yeah, spikes or anything.
I don't think the Ting Magician ever has actual, traps in his levels. Nothing that can hurt you. So, we're not quite done yet.
Oh!
Gotta make stuff appear and go back and dodge lightning again. I'm pretty sure you can get on top of those pencils. I don't know what would be up there, and after a couple times, it just said, screw it, let's just finish the level.
Maybe you could get on top of them as tiny? Not sure.
No, you definitely can't jump that far. Your jumping distance is really reduced as tiny. You're probably thinking of New Super Mario Bros. Wii.
Yeah, usually you're much better when tiny in those games.
And we're still not quite done. we're on stage now, and we get to meet the boss of the world. Normally the boss will just chase us, but occasionally we gotta fight them. And first we gotta deal with a couple of pirates. I wanted to show you that guy's attack before I killed him. He just uses Rayman's boomerang. Easiest way to deal with these guys, just keep smacking them.
Yeah.
They'll...
Wow, they take a lot of hits.
Well, he was guarding most of it. I hate Bomb Guy.
Yeah, just the look on his face. Such a dick.
Plus the fact that, you know, I've only got 3 hit points left. Make that 2. He'll just keep throwing bombs at you. No big deal. And now we fight
Oh!
Helga from Clay Fighter.
Holy shit.
And I'm down to 1 hit point.
Are you gonna make it?
What do you think? Those daggers will hit you before bouncing off the screen, by the way.
Ow.
Yeah. Easiest way to deal with this attack, stand underneath each dagger so that it goes straight down. Much easier to dodge. And the only way to hurt her, as you probably noticed, bounce off the spring tops of her daggers and smack her in the face. Otherwise, she's blocking with a rolling pin while she's standing on the ground.
Right. But the daggers only stay on the floor sometimes. Like, not this time.
Yeah. When she's standing on the ground and shoots them, they'll stick into the floor.
Right.
And this attack, they'll stick into the floor. And I barely dodged in that time.
Yeah, they're not that hard to dodge when she shoots them, just when they're bouncing around, I guess.
Yeah, but then they do stuff like this.
Oh. Wow.
I'm proud to say the first time I saw that, it still didn't catch me off guard. Alright, we're finally tied. 1 hit point each.
Who will win?
Sudden death! It will be very sudden. I'm pretty sure this is actually supposed to be Space Mama, the final boss. It's the same character, just in a completely different costume. I don't know why. And then, oh, I missed.
Wow.
Good enough. And she just flies off and disappears.
Yeah, that was a close one.
Yeah, and of course the best part is I've only got 1 hit point to start the next level with.
Oh, it carries over?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't notice.
Well, you know, unless I can pick up a health power-up, but not particularly likely, because the next level is Pencil Pentathlon.
It's gonna be even worse.
Not as infamous as Eat at Joe's, but this is the level that'll give you nightmares. I'll see you guys for that next time.
See ya.